Okay, blood pressure. And this question refers to systolic blood pressure. High blood pressure can indicate heart disease. One way to test for heart disease is by measuring a person's blood pressure and seeing if it is high, i.e. at least 140. The test shows that 8,825 out of 10,300 people sampled had blood pressure under, that's less than 140, the mmHg, so that's low. And of those, this number did not have heart disease. 1,139 of the people sampled, this many here of the people sampled had heart disease. The information is in a table, so that's really cool. They did the two-way table for you. For the people who were tested, what proportion of the people who had blood pressure reading that was low, so what that means is only these people. Reduced sample space. We don't care about those people. We're only having... what proportion of the people had a blood pressure reading that was low? So we've got the 8,825 had low out of the 10300. So we've got this many out of that many, because this many has low. Let's see. Got our correct, but let's do it on the calculator. So all you do on your calculator is go the 8,825, the number with low blood pressure, divided by the total number of people, and we have 0.8568. Alrighty. Cool, and that's achieved. Seems too easy. What proportion of people had a high blood pressure reading or heart disease? A high blood pressure reading, that's all of these people, or heart disease. So we're looking at all of these people here. So we have got 1,675 out of 10,300. So 1,675 over 10,300. So we've got 0.1626. Okay. Nice. Moving on. High blood pressure is used as an indicator of heart disease. What percentage of people in the sample with heart disease actually had a high blood pressure reading? So we're looking at with heart disease. So this is where we'll just get rid of all the annotations. Get rid of them. Okay, so we are actually only looking at the people with heart disease. And we're looking at, hang on, better read the question again. What percentage of people in the sample with heart disease had high blood pressure? So with heart disease, had high blood pressure. So we've got 1,139 have high blood pressure and heart disease out of 1,339, which is all the people who have heart disease. So we have the 1,139 divided by 1,339. very tricky if you get confused with numbers. So we've got 85% or 0.85. So let's check that. Correct. Now, if you put it as a percentage, so it must have asked as a percentage. What percentage? So 85%, and you get your merit. This seems too easy, but I think the devil in it is reading the question really precisely. You get one word wrong and, you've missed on some real easy marks. Based on this sample, so based on the data we've got, what is the risk of a person with high blood pressure having heart disease? So if you've got high blood pressure, how likely are you to have heart disease? So in this case, we're going to get rid of those annotations again. We are only looking at people who have high blood pressure and how likely do they have heart disease. So we've got 1139 over 1475. So we have heart disease and high blood pressure over everyone who has high blood pressure. So that's going to be our 1139 over 1475. So we've got 0.7722. So shall we reread the question? 77%. Based on the sample, what is the risk of a person with high blood pressure having heart disease? So basically 77% of the people with high blood pressure actually have heart disease. So there we go. Correct answer. So if you'd got the 1139, you would have got a pass and achieved. Okay, sweet. Blood pressure in this question refers to systolic blood pressure. A form of heart disease affects 1 in 100. This is a form of heart disease. A blood pressure test for this disease gives a correct positive rate 95% of the time and a correct negative result 90% of the time. Now I'm getting confused, so maybe I need a probability tree. I'll read the question first. That is, if a person has this disease, then the test says the person has the disease with a probability of 95. If the person does not have the disease, the test says the person does not with a probability of 0.9. A randomly selected person has a positive result. What is the risk the person actually has the disease? Okay, so we have the disease and we have no disease. So should we use a form of heart disease as 1 in 100? So that's 99 in 100 don't have the disease. Now if you have the disease, the test says the person has the disease with 95. So positive result, that's 95%, and a negative result 5% of the time. So they have the disease, but the test says negative. If the person does not have the disease, then the test says the person does not with probability 0.9. So it's going to be 0.9 nu. And a positive test result in 10% of the cases. It's not very good, is it? Okay, so if they are tested positive, so that's going to be this times that. That's going to be don't have the disease testing positive, and then this times that is no disease testing positive. And so that's the possibility of them actually testing positive is going to be 1 over 100 times 95 over 100 plus 99 out of 100 times 10 out of 100. That's the probability of them getting a positive test. But how, if they're 1 over 100 times 95 out of 100, 95%, that's the risk of them actually having the disease. So let's pop that in the calculator. So we have got 0.01 times 0.95 divided by 0.01 times 0.95 plus 0.99 times 0.1. So I've got 0.0876. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so we're thinking, is that about right? So you get a positive test result, but you're actually less than 10% likely to have the disease. So let's have a look. That's looking nice. And we had a nice tree diagram, and we get the correct answer exactly. So that means we got excellence. Okay.